it's Ace, and I'm going to be talking more about our Japan trip. Specifically, the accommodations portion of our Japan trips. We got to stay at 4 different types of accommodations during our 6-day stint there, and Japan is known for its very unique styles of accommodations. There's so many different styles, like there's 24-hour maid cafes, there are capsule hotels, there are business hotels, there are love hotels, all sorts of different ways to stay in Japan and experience it. So I'm going to be talking about the 4 different types of places that we got to stay at. The first place that we stayed at was an Airbnb. It was the cheapest place that we stayed at about $60 a night. This place was in Ikebukuro, in a very quiet neighborhood. There were a lot of little small cafes, small restaurants in that neighborhood, as well as just like about a 5-minute walk from the train station. So it was really convenient to stay there. And again, it was very quiet. Like when we got there and we were going to our Airbnb, I felt really bad because our suitcases rolling on the ground were making a ton of noise. But it was really nice. It was just like, it was what it was. It was a small little apartment. It had a shower, bath, a small kitchenette, a place where there's like a television, your basic amenities, soap, shampoo, conditioner, towels, and I think it had Wi-Fi. I don't think I used it because we weren't really there for very long. We were just like, it was just a place to rest our head. So if you are just looking for a place to rest your head with no bells and whistles, the Airbnb that we stayed at was just the thing. And again, it was cheap at $60 a night. Next place that we stayed at was the resort hotel. If you have already seen my Tokyo Disney video, then you got to see my live reaction to this resort hotel. It was a chain hotel. It was a Hyatt Regency. It was at Tokyo Bay. So the location was kind of out of the way, because if you know where Tokyo Disney is, it's in Chiba, which is outside of the city. It's not in the major city area, so it's a little out there. So like the konbini was a bit of a walk. There was one konbini that was close by, but it closed for some reason. Maybe they needed to clean or something. But so my partner had to walk pretty far to get to the next konbini, which is kind of out of the norm. If you're in Tokyo, there's usually like a konbini like within, you could just like point in a direction and it's like a 2-minute walk for where you are. Now this place was nice. Like I felt like I was at a 4-star, 5-star hotel. I mean, I've never been to a 5-star hotel. I think the highest hotel I've been at was like a 4-star, which was the W in Dallas. And I think I like this a lot better. The amenities were fantastic. Like we got toothbrush, toothpaste, razor, a whole like 4-step skincare routine. There's of course coffee and tea. The water was complimentary. They had a complimentary shuttle that went to Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea. The bathtub was great for soaking, especially after a long day at Disney. It was really nice. They had slippers, a bathrobe, and I might be describing stuff that's really basic, but I don't think people understand how little you get at American hotels unless you pay for it. Like if you want to get a razor at an American hotel, you would have to pay for one. Here they just give it to you, and if you use it and you throw it away or whatever, they give you another one. It's not like, oh, you just get one for your whole stay. No, they will give you another one, because I used the razor and I threw it away, because I think you're supposed to throw away disposable razors every time you use it. Yeah, no, they gave us another one, and it was it was really great. I felt luxurious in this one. In the space, it was actually quite big. The Airbnb that we had previously was a little on the small side, which I'm not complaining. I just need a place to sleep. But this one was actually quite spacious, and it had a lot of places to put your luggage or your things. And of course, it being a resort hotel, it was one of our pricier stays. I think it was the second most expensive stay. With all of the fees and stuff that you have to pay for any hotel, it came out to be about $170 a night, which again, it was cheaper than the Disney resort hotel that was like literally right down the street. So hey, I mean, it was great for the price. And the next place that we stayed at was a Ryokan. Now, a Ryokan is a traditional Japanese inn. So usually you have like tatami floors. Depending on the Ryokan, you'll be sleeping on a floor, on a futon, and there's usually like a traditional breakfast that is included, or it could not be included. So the Ryokan that we went to was in Asakusa. It was called the Onyado no Asakusa Inn, and that one had an onsen. It had a mineral, like a black mineral onsen, which was absolutely divine. It was really great. I wanted to experience an onsen while I was there. And of course, being in the city and not out in the countryside, onsen are a little harder to come by. But we were able to find one and stay there. Now, this one was, I think, our priciest stay. This one came out to about 245 USD a night. This came with the complete use of the onsen and all of the amenities attached with that. So soap, conditioner, shampoo, use of all the hair products, toothbrush, toothpaste. Basically, all of your toiletry needs were covered at the onsen, as well as inside of your hotel room. There, you also got free popsicles. So basically, as many popsicles as you wanted, you got free popsicles, which was great after a long dip in the hot onsen. It also comes with a complimentary ramen service at 9:30 p.m. It was really tasty, and it was really nice seeing like everyone in their little onsen pajamas, like down there slurping on ramen. I really felt like integrated into the culture. We did purchase the breakfast package, so I got a big traditional style breakfast, and it was a buffet style, so you could pretty much eat as much as you want. I was so full after the breakfast. It was so filling, and it was very like invigorating because there were so many like little small healthy dishes, like vegetables, stuff that was packed with protein, things that were full of fiber. So I felt really good. Like I felt very energized after having that meal. For this place, I would say knowing a little bit of hotel Japanese would go a long way. I know a little bit of like pretty much like tourist Japanese, so I was able to check in and check out very easily. There were people that only spoke English that were having a really hard time. So just as a heads up, I would practice your travel Japanese. Again, you don't have to know, like, you don't have to have a deep conversation, but just enough to check in and check out easily. It'll just make the whole thing a lot more smooth. The last place that we stayed at was actually a love hotel. We went to Shibuya, and there is an entire hill that's behind 109 where it's like just a bunch of love hotels. And it makes sense that there's a lot of love hotels in Shibuya because that is kind of like the party area of Tokyo. So, you know, you just want to get your little something on, and then you just hit up a love hotel. Now, some of them, we were walking around because we wanted to go to one, but it was under renovation, so we couldn't go to that one. So we were just looking around for another one, and there were just abundant. So we had our pick of the litter. Some of them don't allow overnight stays. You can only pay for a certain amount of hours. So you have to look out for whether it says stay. If it doesn't say stay, you probably can't stay the night. And it's just reserved for people who want to use it temporarily. The one that we found was called Hotel Blanche, and that one had a stay option. And that one, it wasn't too expensive. It was like $85. It was $85 for an overnight stay. And I think they also include the amount of hours that we were using it before just the overnight portion. So I think they did some like calculations on how many hours exactly we're staying, and they gave us our total at the end. It was really interesting. It's very discreet. So if you just want to use the Love Hotel for however many hours, if it's just like, I just want to do a little something for 4 hours, you can just go to the kiosk and pick your room, pick how many hours you're staying there, get your room key, and go. You don't even have to talk to a shop clerk. And the shop clerk is behind a window. So if you need to talk to the shop clerk, they can't see your face. So it's very private, very discreet, which I really appreciate. This one had a free drink service, a beverage service, and free desserts, which was really nice. The room was soundproofed, of course. You can know why. The food that you could get delivered to your room was actually pretty affordable, and they had a lot of like bath items. So in the hallway, they had an area where you could get like little bath oil beads or face masks, bubble bath, all that kind of stuff, which was really nice. So we luxuriated there, and it was very clean. I know a lot of people are like, oh, love hotels. It's very clean, and I don't think I've ever seen a video where someone's like, oh, this one's disgusting. Now I'm sure there are ones that are like gross or not as sanitary as you would like, but I think those are probably few and far between. But I actually really like that. For our last hotel of our Tokyo trip, it wasn't bad. It was pretty nice. Those were all the different places we got to stay. I definitely want to try a capsule hotel next time I go, and I do want to try another ryokan. I want to try one that's more out in the country area, one that has like an outdoor hot spring. I would love to try one of those. I think my favorite stay out of all of 4 hotels that we were at, or accommodations, I'm gonna say hotel, not all of them are hotels, but I think out of all 4 of the accommodations that we stayed at, I think my favorite had to be the ryokan, but I've always been a sucker for traditional Japanese things, so I think that's why it was my favorite. I'm pretty sure Claire's favorite was the resort hotel because of just the bed was so soft. They said they had a little bit of a hard time sleeping on the bed at the ryokan. It wasn't on the floor, but it was a little bit harder than the bed that was at the resort hotel. It wasn't unbearably bad. We were staying at an Airbnb in the Philippines that had pretty much like sheetrock for a bed. I was like, it hurt my back so bad. But the ryokan bed, it was comfortable enough for me to sleep like a baby. It also helped that I was soaking in that black mineral water for a pretty long time, so my muscles were jelly. Definitely go check those places out. They're really nice, especially the ryokan that's in Asakusa. If you like that traditional Japanese aesthetic, Asakusa is where you want to go. The place where the ryokan was right along a street that looked very traditional Japanese, and I think Asakusa is where Kenshin was like taking place at. If you like Rurouni Kenshin, I know there's like controversy surrounding that show, but if it has a place in your heart like it does for me, definitely go check it out. The shrine is literally like a 5-minute walk down this street if you go there. And the free ramen service was so good. Who can say no to free ramen? I hope this video was informative for you and it gives you an idea of where to stay if you go to Tokyo. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.